Fellow vets, you're filing your VA disability claim and you have a question. Should I file all of my conditions at once? Gosh, it's a lot. Or I heard it's faster if I piecemeal them up and just file some at a time so that it goes by more efficiently. Well, by the end of this video, you're going to fully understand the answer behind this question, and you're going to have the most efficient path between you and your maximum VA rating. And that's the whole point. I'm Jordan Anderson with VA Claims Academy. Hit the like if it helps and share it with a vet who needs it. Should you file your VA conditions is one big claim. This comes down mostly to two things. I would say the two O's. Rather than the number of conditions that you have, it could be 1, it could be 20. I would say, in my experience, your control of the speed of the claim, and by which you have some control over it. Of course, there's a human on the other side, so therefore there is some type of counterparty element, a human risk involved. But everything that you can control comes down to organization, and it comes down to optimization. Here's what that means. Organization is how you present your evidence, right? Are things labeled? Do you have the correct forms filled out? Your personal statements, are they on a scribbled up Word document where they got to look for your signature on it, or is it just on form 4138? Keep it simple, do the things on the correct forms, keep it organized in a way that flows so that when someone is rating you, they're not looking at an absolute mess and just dreading the process. You want to make it easy and efficient to get rated. Here's what else. You would think this is counterintuitive because you are adding more evidence, and pardon my allergies, guys. You're adding more evidence, you're adding more paperwork to your claim, but that actually makes it go by faster. What I mean by that is lay evidence, a personal statement for each and every condition, But you're not rambling. You are keeping it to where it is absolutely relevant, it's poignant, it's well written, and it's sincere, right? So you are having lay evidence with each and every claim because you want to optimize, that's the key word, take the optimal path to your claim. What does that mean? That means leveraging every single piece of ammo and weapon and leverage that you have available to you as the veteran, as the transitioning service member. So if they say, hey, you know what, you're able to go ahead and tell us your voice, you're able to write this personal statement, which counts as lay evidence, to tell us how you feel like you should be rated. Well, that's a massive opportunity. You would not be filing an optimal claim without having a personal statement for each and every condition. Here's how that helps you get rated faster. If the VA rater has everything that they need to know for how to rate you right away, they're not going to go and contact you or reach your VSO and say, hey, we need more evidence, I don't know how to rate this person. They're not going to have to contact you and call you back in for a second CMP exam 4 months later. They're not going to have to, optimization, turning in your VA records even if you feel like the VA already has your medical records, you are pulling those for them and turning them back into them. You don't want any chance of them being somewhere else, and the VA has to contact some other government agency to try to pull your medical records for you, and that could take 8 months. All right? So optimization of the process. These two things to me affect the way that you're rated and the speed at which you're rated way more than, hey, how many conditions should I file at once? There is a understanding going around that some VA raters are more incentivized to go ahead and tackle claims that have, I think, less than 10 conditions first. So there could be an advantage to, if your claim has less conditions, maybe you get looked at first internally. Okay, that doesn't mean necessarily that you should purposely only file some of your claims first and then do it again. Because let's say that you have 11 conditions. You file, it takes 4 months, maybe it takes 5 months, you get your rating back, and then now you're filing again, and it takes another 3 months. Okay, that's, how many months? That's 8 months, something like that you've taken, as opposed to maybe if you just filed the 11, it could have taken 10 months, an extra 2, and you're not having to go close your file, open your file, close your file, open your file. To me, it's not worth it. There's one major caveat to where I would say yes, you're going to file one now and one in the future, and here it is. If you're in a situation where you are not service connected for a condition that you plan on using as a primary claim in order to attach a secondary condition onto. Here's what I mean by that. You have tinnitus, you have ringing in the ears. It's not service connected, but you've made a claim for it. Maybe you have a diagnosis for it in service, or maybe you don't. But you're pretty confident that your tinnitus, your ringing in the ears, is going to get service connected. But you also have insomnia. You also have migraines. You want to do these insomnia, these migraines as a secondary claim to this tinnitus, but the tinnitus isn't service connected yet. What do you do? In my opinion, if you are going to pay for a nexus letter letters can be expensive, right? A nexus letter is needed for secondary claims saying that your insomnia, your migraines are caused by your tinnitus. If you're going to pay for those, that could be $600 to $1,200 each, right? So you can spend $2,400 between those two nexus letters. That is the point where, hey, I would tactically pause, wait to see and make sure that that tinnitus sticks first. Make sure that that gets granted service connection. Okay, now we're good to go. Now we can go ahead and attach things onto them. If you start doing secondary claims to primaries that don't exist yet, you are kind of in the house of cards territory. So be advised there. Now, if you're going, let's say with me, I have a service where I write nexus letters for people who already have doctors who are willing to sign them. Hey, at that point, it's pretty inexpensive to you. I would say go for it. I really hope this helped once and for all answer this question. Should you file all at once or should you piecemeal them out? Clearly, if your claim is well developed, I say let it fly. Let it file it all at once. I don't care if it's 30 conditions. Keep it organized, keep it optimized, and that one caveat, of course, is I wouldn't start building secondary claims on top of primaries that don't yet exist if you're cutting the check for nexus letters. Cheers, my friends. I really hope this helped. Hit the like button and definitely subscribe. Bye-bye.